45 minutes of that? Yeah, you can do that.
All right, so we can start, right?
Good to go. Yeah.
Good to go. Okay. Hi, friends. Good day. Today, we all have gathered again to talk about another interesting topic, which is goal setting. Well, I'm sure you all have heard about the importance of having a goal and setting a goal. But let me begin today's session with a very interesting story. I'm sure you all love stories, right? So let me begin with a story. Are you all curious to know about it? Well, it is taken from our very famous Mahabharata. This story is about Dronacharya and his pupils. He was called Acharya because he was specifically skilled in archery. While he was teaching his pupils, he was asking them before they were ready to shoot the arrow that what is it that you are able to see? It was on that day, particularly, where he was testing his pupils, and to every pupil who came and stood there ready to shoot, before they were about to shoot the arrow, he asked one simple question: what are you seeing right now? What are you aiming at? And almost all the pupils gave different answers. As we know, the Kauravas and Pandavas were his pupils. So each one gave a different answer. One said, I'm looking at the tree. One said, I'm looking at the branches. One said, I'm looking at the tree, the ground, the sky. So various answers. And Dronacharya asked them not to shoot. But there was only one pupil who gave the right answer. He said, Acharya, I am aiming at the eye of the bird. And you all know who was that pupil. It was the great Arjuna. So his aim was so clear, he was so sure about what he is aiming at that he only saw the eye of the bird which he was about to shoot. And that is when Dronacharya said, shoot, go ahead, shoot it. Why am I telling you this story? To bring about the importance of having focus on what you want to do. Only when you energize, when you have put in all the energy on your aim, on your focus, that is when you will be able to achieve what you want in life. I'm sure we all have set many goals in our life. In fact, some people confuse their desires for goals. Well, every desire is not a goal. You have to have a very strong desire and a big dream to fulfill your desire. And then it becomes a wish, and then you convert it into a goal. So, today I'll slowly take you through the process of understanding what a goal is and how do you set your goals and how do you overcome the obstacles if you want to fulfill your goal and finally become an achiever by fulfilling your goals. Are you ready for it? Come on, let's dive in. Let me take you through my presentation. Well, this picture connects to the story just I told you. It's about aiming your arrow right towards the center of the dartboard. You're aiming exactly at the center and not a centimeter idhar udhar. है ना? So you have to have focus while you do this. And goal setting is all about focusing your energies. You change your life the moment you set your goals. Yes, goals give you a sense of direction. It will change the purpose of your life. When you have created that goal, when you have set that goal, it will change the very purpose of your life. Believe me. We can define it in a very simple way. Now, goal and goal setting are two different things. Now, when a person plans something and he's committed to do that, that is what can be defined as a goal. All right. But when you set a goal, it is about developing an action plan towards that goal, towards that decision of yours, towards that commitment of yours. Okay. So the action plan is very much essential towards your commitment, towards your plan. So these are two different parts. Do not confuse that both are the same. Goal is what where you have a particular plan and you're committed to achieve it. Now you take an action to go towards that commitment, to go towards that plan. And that is what is called goal setting. And it's a must and should, especially for youngsters, for students, aspiring students, goal setting is compulsory if you want to achieve success. Well, coming to the vital part, how can you create a formula for goal? It is your dream. It started off as a dream. Then you take an action, you create a plan and you take an action plan towards your dream and you keep an end date to it, a target date to it. That is when you would have achieved your goal, because a goal will always have a start date and an end date. You can't say, I aspire to become an engineer or a doctor or, a big businessman. And when do you plan to become so? Maybe towards, your mid 40s or after 60s. When is that? You need to have an end date. You need to have a start date and end date, and you have an aspiring dream, and you add your action plan to it. That is when it is properly defined as a goal. I'm sure you all got this clearly, okay? As I told you, they are the roadmap for a successful life. They will change the direction of your life. They will give purpose. They will add meaning to your life. So it sets a roadmap for the success of your life. Now, why is it that we need to set goals? You might be having this simple question. What if I don't set goals? Is it so important? Is it so much necessary to set goals? Then I will give you more than one reason that why is it that you need to set goals? It gives you a long term and a short term motivation. It's all about having motivation in your life, having a purpose in your life. You get up every morning, you do the routine work and go back to bed. Life becomes dull. Life becomes boring after some time. But when you have a goal, maybe I have to top the university. I need to get into my most favorite stream. So when you have those kind of dreams, when you have those kind of goals, then that is when life becomes meaningful. You get motivated every day to wake up and keep getting closer each day to your goal. All right. It also helps you to focus. Focus on what? Your time, your resources, so that you can make the most of it. When you have a goal in mind, you try and dedicate some amount of time every day towards achieving your goal, right? So, your time and your resources. Maybe you're interested in one particular stream. You want to become a big businessman. So, you will start having contacts or networking with people who are interested in business, who know about business, who are doing business. So, wherein you are roping resources to learn more. The first thing is you will have a direction in life. You will have a meaningful purpose. You will start utilizing your time and resources, and you will have motivation to get up and start working towards your goal. And then look at the beauty of the third point. It allows you to measure your progress. You always have a fixed end point, that benchmark to compare yourself with. Maybe you have a role model. I want to become like Ambani. I want to become a great speaker like Barack Obama. Maybe you have a role model, for example. So you have to start measuring your progress. Maybe 2 months back, I was not very good at speaking, communicating or public speaking. Now, after 2 months, have I improvised? Have I worked on my weaker links? Have I developed? Have I worked on my weaknesses and converted it into strength? So you keep analyzing yourself, you keep measuring your progress. And time and again, when you keep measuring, and if your graph is growing vertically, then you are going closer to your goal. When it comes to this, when it comes to speaking, when it comes to developing your public speaking skills or English speaking skills or fluently speaking English, which is a must, which is very much necessary in today's competitive world, then you can always join our Self Academy. It stands for Speak English Language Fluently. That is the full form of self, SELF. And here I have been training students and corporates and banking sectors, people from various sectors. I have been training them on personality development, soft skills, and English speaking, especially. That is my niche. And they have emerged out successfully. So you can utilize our resources and become fluent in English, become proficient in English, and also in personality development and soft skills, which is very much essential in present day's scenario. Okay. And for more details, you can always find my email ID in the description box. All right. Moving on. Finally, it will help you to achieve your highest. Setting a goal will always bring out the best in you. It will make you realize how much of potential you possess, how much of strength you have in achieving what you're determined to. So, for all these reasons, for all these most important and essential reasons, you need to set your goals. All right. Hope you got some clarity. If you're having that question, why do I need to set goals? Aren't there so many people who haven't had any goals? There are my friends, there are my colleagues who haven't had, who haven't set any goals and still they're okay with their life. They're quite happy. So why is it necessary for me? If you want to be a mediocre, if you want to settle down with mediocrity, yes, you're right. You don't need to set goals. But if you want to be an achiever, a successful person, an inspiring person, then yes, goal setting is a must. When you look at personalities who have achieved success, when you look at leaders, the main reason for achieving such great heights is their dreams, their goals, and they would have started at a very tender age. So the earlier you begin your goal setting, more likely to become successful soon. Okay, so I'm sure you all have a purpose and meaning in life and you will set your goals. Well, let me help you more by moving on. A goal without a plan is just a wish. Look at the beauty of this statement. You might wish to become somebody else, like someone else, to become something, but you might not have a plan to do that. So it remains as a wish. You want to convert it into a goal, then you need to have a plan. As simple as that. You will have a wish. Every person will have his or her own wishes. And start working towards it. Create a plan for it. That becomes a goal. Simple. I'm sure you all have heard of SMART goals, right? Specific, measurable, attainable, relevant, and time bound. That is how we define SMART goals. Now, S stands for specific. Whenever you set a goal, it should not be like, too many things. I want to make it big in this world. I want to become a very famous person. Now, that is not specific at all. How can you be more specific? Now, for example, I will just take a small example and you can apply the same to whatever your goal is. Okay. How can you set your goal as a SMART goal? I will help you out with it. Let us take the example of I want to become a very good communicator because good communicators are always successful. Suppose if that is your goal, you can't just tell, I want to improve my communication. Okay, you have to be very specific. I want to enhance my communication skills in speaking and writing. Okay, so in speaking and writing, I want to enhance my communication skills. And that is when it becomes a specific goal. So you're targeting on on speaking and writing communication. Okay, so it becomes very specific. And also the next one is measurable. Now that you have set your goal, okay, improving my communication. Now, how can you measure that? As soon as you set your goal, you will start making an action plan for that, right? Okay, now let me try to achieve my goal in another 3 months. Let me give myself 3 months of time. I will join some courses. I will take some guidance and I will start improving, working on my speaking skills, working on my writing skills. And now that you have started, it has to be measured, or even otherwise, with self-help, you have decided to improve. Then what are the resources you are utilizing? Are you watching YouTube videos, or are you taking some support from your friend or from your lecturers? How are you going to do it? Now, once you have started doing it, it has to be measurable. Now, I started on my journey, I mean, taking an action plan 15 days back. Now, have I improved in 15 days? Have I got more knowledge? Am I better informed about how I can enhance my speaking and writing skills? You need to measure yourself. For example, if you were not able to speak very convincingly to strangers 15 days back and you're quite better, you're much better now, you are okay to speak to strangers now, yes, that is an improvement. So you need to measure your growth. Now it's been 1 month. It's been 1 month since you have set your goal and you're working towards it. You have an action plan, and compare yourself about how you were 1 month back and how you are now. If you're able to measure your progress, and that is a SMART goal. Did you understand, my friends? When it comes to attainable, yes, again, you cannot keep some unrealistic goals. I'm going to be an effective communicator in another 15 days. Now, when you have set that goal, you actually start getting tensed each day. And you're so nervous, you will not be able to achieve anything even after 1 week. And you just have 15 days time. So do not set some unrealistic goals. Let it be attainable. As I told you, for example, like you have given yourself 3 months of time. So 3 months is sufficient enough. And now in 3 months, you can keep measuring your progress every 15 days or every 1 month. It is something attainable. And again, at the same time, I would like to add, please do not keep it, okay, let me be on the safer side and let me give myself 1 year time. Yeah, I'll take 1 year time and I want to improve my communication skills. Well, that's too much. That's too much of a time. You will actually lose the focus. You will not prioritize and you will become lazy. You will start procrastinating your things. है ना? तो ऐसा मत करो. Just give a meaningful amount of time, which is attainable. 3 months is good enough. So let your SMART goals be attainable within that stipulated time, and let it be appropriate, not too much and not too less. Relevant. Now, when you have set your goals, it has to be relevant to what you are doing. Now, you can't put some irrelevant goals. I want to be a superhero. I want to be a superstar in 6 months' time. You want to get into Bollywood or Hollywood or Collywood or Tollywood, whichever. And that is not relevant at all. Maybe that is your wish. Maybe that is your desire. But can you really achieve it? Do you have that kind of background? Do you have some support? Have you been taking acting classes? Have you been working towards it? If so, if you have sufficient resources, then yes. If it is relevant, you can, make such goals. Otherwise, if it is irrelevant, do not set such goals. Again, those are unrealistic and it will demotivate you. Okay. For example, when I asked you to, set goals about improving your communication skills, you can't tell yourself like, I want to become a phenomenal speaker, a successful speaker, and I want to become like a country's #1 speaker, maybe in another 6 months. It's difficult. So you need to work hard. You need to do a lot of, planning to achieve that. So let it be attainable. Do not be too harsh on yourself. Okay, go soft. Have patience. Just keep attainable, relevant goals first. And once you have achieved it, you will gain more confidence. And that will help you to set many more goals like that. Okay, small goals for 1 month or 2 months or 3 months. And once you attain it, you will be happy, you will gain confidence, and that will encourage you to set more such goals. Okay, and finally, time bound. Very, very important. As I told you, goals should always have a start date and an end date. Okay, it has to be time bound. You can't tell, like, I want to become a successful communicator sometime. I want to learn how to speak English fluently somewhere in future. Well, that's not a goal at all. I want to learn how to speak English fluently in another 1 month. That's my goal. I'm going to work towards it. I'm going to join few courses. I will see to it that I will achieve it, because that is becoming an impediment in my success. I have to make sure that I will get rid of that obstacle. That is something, a time-bound goal. All right. So I'm sure you all have got clarity about SMART. Specific, be specific about your goal. Let it not be broadly generalized. ठीक है, तो फिर से वो focus नहीं आता if it's not specific. Measurable, you need to measure your progress time and again. Attainable, it has to be attainable. It's not like you can't even walk for 8 miles and you think about achieving greater heights. Maybe you want to reach the peak of Mount Everest, right? That is not attainable, and you will start feeling low, you will start feeling disappointed. So try to have attainable goals, relevant, something which is relevant to it, and time bound. Again, it will always have a deadline. Within this time, I'm supposed to achieve this. This will give you a lot of motivation. As I told you, realistic versus unrealistic goal. When you set some unrealistic goals, I want to achieve this no matter what. I want to climb Mount Everest and I want to stand there at a peak point at the top of the world. Then when you are actually not having the resources, when you're actually not trained to do so, and when you have set such unrealistic goals, then it will lead to lowered self-image. I want to become the manager of my company. I want to boss over my team members. But you have just started. You need a lot of experience. You need to have an idea about how to manage a team. You need to know how to solve problems. You need to be spontaneous. You need to have a lot of leadership qualities. Most of all, you need experience. So when you set some unrealistic goals, it will lead to lowering of your self-confidence. Big blow on your confidence, lowered self-image and self-esteem. You will not feel good about yourself. Well, that doesn't help at all, my friends. So do not set unrealistic goals. And how do you know it is unrealistic? You know it is unrealistic because when you write it very generally, you're not specific, it's very general, and it is very untimely. There is no time-bound feature for that. There is no start date and end date to it. As I told you, I want to speak English fluently sometime in future. That sometime in future to आता ही नहीं, पता नहीं कब आता है, क्योंकि वो टाइम बाउंड नहीं है ना, आपने टारगेट नहीं सेट किया है. तो इसलिए it should always have a timeline, a deadline, and available resources should be utilized. If you do not have anybody to help you out with it and you are struggling on your own, again it becomes an unrealistic goal. You want to start your own business, but you don't have anybody in your family to help you out with it, and you are not networking amongst business people, and you do not have any resources which will help you to handhold you, then of course it is very, very difficult to get profit in business or to move up the ladder in business. Then it becomes an unrealistic goal. Okay, so see to it, just compare your goal and assess in your mind whether it is realistic or unrealistic, because once you set an unrealistic goal and you're not able to achieve it, it will bring down your self-esteem and self-confidence. Okay. Now, how to achieve? Now that you have set your SMART goals and it is a realistic goal and pakka hai, sab kuch clear hai, so how to achieve it? The first beautiful thing you have to do is start visualizing. The power of visualization cannot be explained in words, my friends. I have personally experienced it. It's got phenomenal results. You need to close your eyes and start visualizing about your goal. Whatever is it, whatever you have written down that this is my goal and I need to achieve it, close your eyes every day before you go to sleep and when you get up in the morning and imagine, visualize that goal. For example, I always wanted to be, a trainer, a public speaker. And I used to visualize standing in front of a huge audience and I'm at the spotlight, I'm speaking to everybody and they're all applauding at me and my dream came true. I was able to realize my goals. So visualization of your goal will actually help you to achieve in a much shorter period of time. It will take you nearer towards your goal each day when you visualize. So start visualizing. Close your eyes and imagine that you have already achieved that goal. Whatever is your goal. I want to build a big house. So imagine every day that you're actually, you have already built that house and you are inside that house. You are choosing the colors of the paint on your wall. You are doing the interior designs of your house. You're planning the furnitures. Each and every minute detail, you close your eyes and you visualize. You are moving an inch closer to your goal. So visualization techniques, well, we teach all of this in our courses. So you can get into our courses. We will teach you in a very practical way how to visualize, the power of visualization and the effectiveness of it. People have come out so successfully and they're able to move closer to their goals. They have achieved their goals and they're so proud about themselves today. So it's a very powerful technique. You have to try, my friends. Share your goals. You share it with your friends so that they do not disturb you. And now that you have brought clarity that this is what I want to achieve, and I'm going to dedicate every day half an hour to this, and I don't want to waste my time. People are aware of your goals. I'm not asking you to share it with each and everyone, at least with your close friends and family. It will help you enormously. They can also guide you. They will give their positive inputs. And at the same time, they will not disturb you when you have set a time for that. Between this and this time, I'm not available because I'm working towards my goal. Keep your goals visible. Well, what do you understand by this? I nudge all of you to write down your goals on a piece of paper and just paste it on a wall or on the cupboard of your room, of your bedroom, so that you're looking at it every time. And it reminds you that do not procrastinate, do not become lazy, do not deviate. I'm here. I'm here to remind you. I do this always. So, you have to have a list. And to do that, maybe you have some 10 goals. Write down all the 10 goals and then prioritize which of the three I really want to achieve at the earliest. Which of the three out of these 10 goals is attainable? I can give some time to this. It is relevant. I can measure. So see if it fits to the SMART goals category and then prioritize the top 3 out of the 10 goals. Write it on a piece of paper and stick it on the wall of your bedroom or on the cupboard of your bedroom. You have to look at it every day. And it will help you realize, it will help you focus, it will help you prioritize. And once you have achieved that goal, put a tick mark. It will give you that sense of satisfaction, sense of pride that yes, you were able to achieve it. Because I tell you, my friends, self-motivation is the hardest thing. You always look for motivation from others. You can't motivate yourself every time. It is the hardest. And doing such things, visualizing about it, then making it visible and sharing it with your friends, all this will give you a lot of self-motivation. And keep reviewing the progress. Have I been able to move closer to my goals? Have I been working in the right direction? Have I made any progress? Or if I'm staying in the same place, then definitely there is something going wrong with your writing of the goals, with your taking action plan for the goal. Okay, so when you do a review, you will know whether you're going in the right direction, or if there is something wrong, you know where to correct it. So reviewing is very much important. And now I'll share you some very, very important tips which I personally follow for your goal setting. You have to set your priorities, make time. Yes, now that you have set your goal, you can't wait for it to happen by itself, right? That is not a practical approach at all. Set aside some time to achieve your goal, okay? If I am supposed to achieve this in 3 months' time, then maybe I have to dedicate 6 hours of time every week. Now, how will I divide those 6 hours into 1 week? Maybe half an hour or 45 minutes each day, or 1 hour for 6 days. So set aside that time and stick to it. That is called planning. That is called taking action. Okay? Keep it simple. Don't make it very complex. Keep it very simple, and don't have a very complicated formula like I need to do this first, then to do this I have to make all these arrangements, then I have to tell this person, that person. Don't make it look very complicated. You will get tired by the end of it. Keep it simple. If you think you're too busy, you cannot accommodate your time during the day, then you have to get up early. Maybe half an hour you have to get up early, right? That brings to the next point. You have to make the hard choices. So all these tips are interlinked. They are interconnected. They are interdependent on each other. Okay. So keep the process simple. Don't complicate. If you do not have enough time throughout the day, then maybe you have to sleep half an hour late or get up half an hour early and accommodate. That is where it brings you to the third point. Make the hard choices. You have to make the hard choice. You can't be lazy. You can't be like having a very aram se wala life and still set a goal and still say that yes, I will achieve it. You have to make some hard choices. For example, every day without realizing, you are spending 1 hour of time in browsing meaninglessly, and you are spending time on social media. So you need to decide that I don't think I can continue doing this. Now that my priorities are different, or you're talking over the phone for more than half an hour, for more than 45 minutes to each friend, you need to cut down on that. Maybe uh, it will become a little unpleasant for you in the beginning, but you will have to make the hard choice. So it's your choice. If you want to achieve something else, if you want to accommodate more time to what you have prioritized, then yes, you have to let go of certain less important things, not so important things, right? Invest your resources wisely. Again, your time is the biggest resource. So if you find out that you have to create a plan, you have to create a schedule of every day, and you have to identify where is it that my time is getting wasted, and so मैं उधर से निकाल के how can I invest it on my priorities. Of course, time management is a beautiful concept altogether that also we teach in our courses. Let me tell you, my friends, we don't teach just English fluency. We also groom you personally. We'll teach you the soft skills and personality development and make you ready to face the real world. So time management is a very beautiful concept, and we go in depth in our courses to it. So if you're interested, you can always contact us. Now, especially when it comes to utilizing your time in a very effective way, you have to prepare a schedule, a daily schedule. Like, what am I doing every 1 hour? What are the things that you're doing? Exactly, you will have to write it down and see if you can take away a few minutes from each hour and invest that time towards your goal, towards your priorities. All right. Maintain your focus. Of course, there are various factors which will digress you from where you will get distracted. Okay. Keep coming back, and don't lose your focus. That is where your visualization will help, and writing your goals on a paper physically and keep looking at it every day. This will help you a lot. Okay. Get ready to sacrifice. As I told you, if you're spending time on browsing, if you're spending time talking to your friends, if you're spending time watching a serial or watching movies on Prime or Disney or Hotstar, whatever, you need to make some sacrifices, because now that you have a much bigger thing to achieve. And this is the time for you to make use of that valuable time, not to lose focus, make those sacrifices, because other things you always have time. You can use your leisurely time. But now that you have set a goal and you have to meet the deadline, you need to do some sacrifices, some minor sacrifices, or maybe some major sacrifices. Yeah. Maintain that balance. And again, let me tell you, like, you can't keep sacrificing each and everything. Some little things, yes, but not everything. So maintain that balance. You should be happy about achieving your goal. You shouldn't feel that as a punishment or a burden. Okay, maintain that healthy balance. Learn to say no, because by saying no, you would have said yes to better things unknowingly. You would have had time to do things of your priority. You can't say yes to each and everything just to maintain a good image. And saying no does not make you a bad person. People can definitely understand if you learn the art of saying no. You have to tell that in a polite way, and you should add a reason for saying no. Okay, the art of saying no again is a wide topic. We will deal about it as well in our courses. So learn to say no if you really can't do something, if you cannot accommodate them. And it's all right, because you have a valid reason. Get a reality check. Okay, keep looking at your progress, and are you going in the right direction? You can ask someone who is an expert in that field, and get a reality check. Don't assume that whatever you're doing is fantastic. You have given your best and you're going in the right direction. Don't assume. Okay, that's what I mean when I say get a reality check. Be realistic about your progress, about the way you are taking the action plans in the goal setting. So, coming towards the end of our video, right now, I recommend all of you to take a piece of paper and write down your goals. Write down your goals. Maybe it is 4 or 5 or 6. You can write up to 10 goals. You want to buy a big car, you want to build a big house, you want to become a doctor, you want to become an engineer, you want to do your studies abroad, get into one of the best university, you want to build a school in future. You have to write so many goals, all your dreams, and then you can categorize them as long term and short term. Because if you want to become a doctor, it will take 5 more years. It's a long term goal. If you want to build a big house, it will take some time. So it's a long term goal, but something which you want to achieve immediately, probably in another 3 months or 6 months. These are short term goals. Something which you want to achieve by the end of this week, in another 15 days. Yeah, these are short term goals, or something which you want to achieve every day. Maybe today, I do not want to get frustrated for any reason. I do not want to get irritated for any reason. So these are short term goals where you set for every day. ठीक है, आज का दिन मैं ना मतलब आराम से peacefully in a calm way I'm going to receive things. I'm not going to be irritated. So these are short term goals. So you can prioritize them, you can set them, categorize them as short term goals and long term goals, but write it down. Right now, take out a piece of paper or take a book and start writing your goals. You will have much better clarity when you put it on a paper. Okay. So we've come towards the end of it. I'm sure you all now have a fair idea. You have the distinction between goal and goal setting. You have understood the difference, having your ideas, having your dreams, and then taking action plan towards it. Okay, are two different things. And then how to set realistic goals. And what are the key tips I have shared with you to which will help you to write your SMART goals. So following each and every key tip, I'm sure you will be successful in achieving your goals. So all the very best, my dear friends. Let me just summarize by saying that make notes of whatever you have watched in the video. Pause whenever you want to. Yeah. And when you make notes, make sure you follow it. Because the only difference between a loser and winner is implementation. Many people have this attitude, I know about it. Goal setting itni baar suna hai, mujhe sab kuch pata hai. Sab kuch pata hai attitude is what makes you a failure. Have you implemented it? How many points of these have you implemented? So if you can follow it, if you can put it into action, that is what will make you a successful person, an achiever. And I'm sure each one of you want to be there at the achiever level, right? So all the very best. And do not forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel, Shilpa Srinivas, where you get a lot of videos regarding English. If you want to learn English through my videos free of cost, yes, it is there. And I'm also there on Facebook and Instagram. And you can get into our academy for much better courses if you want to be a fluent English speaker, or if you want personality development classes, or if you want advanced level English courses. Yes, the email ID and number are given in the description box below, so you can always contact me. Thank you so much for watching this video, and all the very best for your goal setting. And I wish each one of you become a successful achiever in your life. Thank you. Take care. Bye-bye.